Dobro jutro, Branka. Samo preverjam, sound check, se slišimo v redu?
Ja.
Super. Evo, pozdravljeni še z moje strani. Najprej hvala lepa za povabilo, Branka, za to priložnost, da predstavim, kako pa v Microsoftu vidimo digitalne preobrazbe, se pravi v tem svetu, ki se nam je od lanskega marca izredno spremenil. Jaz mislim, da smo vsi čez noč smo se poslovili nekako tistega stoletja, starega delovnika od 9 do 5 z vsakodnevno vožnjo na delovno mesto. Kot kupci smo prešli na spletno nakupovanje, povpraševanje po digitalnih storitvah je seveda zaradi dela in pa učenja na daljavo poletelo v nebo in tako naprej. Nekako lahko rečemo, da so digitalne tehnologije bile oziroma so še naprej ključne pri teh prizadevanjih, zato da lahko kar se da nemoteno živimo še naprej. Seveda je to od organizacij v vseh panogah nekako zahtevalo, da pospešijo svojo digitalno preobrazbo na vseh vidikih svojega poslovanja, se pravi od proizvodne prodaje in pa storitev za svoje stranke. In jaz mislim, da se je marsikje zelo hitro izkazalo, da je digitalna preobrazba seveda mnogo več kot zgolj recimo nakup neke nove tehnologije oziroma uvedbe nekih novih digitalnih orodij. Jaz mislim, da smo se vsi naučili, da so za naš uspeh pomembne tudi temeljite organizacijske spremembe, neko novo znanje in pa predvsem mnogo drugačna poslovna kultura. Kot že marsikdaj v zgodovini, se je tudi v aktualni krizi seveda potrdilo, da so uspešne lahko le tiste organizacije, ki so se sposobne na spremembe izredno hitro prilagoditi. In ta ugotovitev danes velja seveda bolj kot kdajkoli prej. En podatek je izredno zgovoren, kar 89% podjetij, ki so leta 55, se pravi 1955, tvorile seznam največjih Fortune 500, danes ne obstaja več. Povprečna življenjska doba podjetja s seznama S&P 500 se je v 50 letih prejšnjega stoletja skrajšala iz 60 na zgolj 20 let. Se pravi, noben poslovni model, ne glede na to, kako uspešen je bil v preteklosti, seveda ne traja večno. Mnogi direktorji se pa tudi na drugi strani zelo dobro zavedajo, recimo po raziskavi družbi McKinsey, 80% jih ocenjuje, da bo v bližnji prihodnosti poslovni model njihovega podjetja ogrožen. In zato, da se lahko izognemo podobni usodi, kot je doletela recimo prej omenjena podjetja iz Fortune 500, moramo hitro uvesti spremembe, nove inovativne tehnologije. Seveda pa je vse skupaj lažje reči, kot tudi v resnici narediti. Se pravi, 2/3 organizacij se danes zaveda pomena inovacij, vendar jih je le 1/3 pa ocenjuje, da so pri tem tudi uspešni. Danes se tako srečujemo z enim pojavom, ki ga v Microsoftu imenujemo tehnološka intenzivnost. Se pravi, kaj to pomeni? To preprosto nekako povedano, danes so vsa podjetja tudi tehnološka podjetja. Se pravi, vsa morajo biti sposobna uvesti kar najhitreje neke najboljše tehnologije in pa kar je tudi najbolj pomembno, razvijati morajo lastne digitalne zmogljivosti, s katerimi se bodo ločila od konkurence. Seveda, kaj za to potrebujemo? Potrebujemo dostop do najnovejših tehnoloških platform in orodij. Se pravi, to je prvi pogoj za razvoj tehnološke intenzivnosti. Na drugi strani pa je pomembno tudi to, da podjetja ne padejo v past nekega lastnega razvoja tehnologij in pa rešitev, ki so že komodificirane. Skratka, da ne izumljajo kolesa na novo. Dostop do sodobnih tehnologij je seveda nujen, ni pa tudi zadosten pogoj za uspeh. In zato, da lahko dane tehnološke zmožnosti podjetja dejansko tudi izkoristijo, morajo vlagati v razvoj ljudi in pa njihovo znanje. Po nekaterih ocenah, recimo bo do leta 2030 zaradi zahtev digitalnih preobrazb nova znanja in pa spretnosti moralo pridobiti kar 800 milijonov ljudi. Se pravi, hkrati naj bi v 5 letih, se pravi v naslednjih 5 letih, na področju kot so spletna varnost, podatkovne znanosti, strojno učenje, nastalo kar 149 milijonov novih tehnoloških delovnih mest. Jaz mislim, da so to eni krasni obeti za prihodnost. Seveda pa v obdobju, ko pa se družbe pripravljajo na gospodarsko okrevanje, pa postaja vse bolj jasno, da se gospodarstva ne bodo več vrnila na stanje pred to aktualno krizo. Se pravi, okrevanje bo potekalo sredi enega dolgoročnega trenda avtomatizacije. Se pravi, mi velikokrat rečemo, danes smo sredi 4. industrijske revolucije. To pa seveda žal pomeni, da se nekatera delovna mesta, ki smo jih izgubili v krizi, ne bodo vrnila nikoli več. Vendar pa bodo na drugi strani nastala številna nova delovna mesta, ki pa seveda zahtevajo neko drugačno, novo znanje. Zanimiv podatek, ker to dejansko velja zlasti za Slovenijo, ta po raziskavi OECD-ja sodi med 5 držav, ki jih avtomatizacija najbolj ogroža. Se pravi, v Sloveniji bomo morali v prihodnosti zagotoviti usposabljanje in pa prekvalifikacijo največjemu delu zaposlenih. Tako recimo pravi ta raziskava, da je delež delovnih mest v Sloveniji, ki jih avtomatizacija zelo ogroža, kar 25%. Se pravi, višji, 33% delež ima samo še Slovaška. In pa morda tako za primerjavo, ta delež je na Norveškem zgolj 6%. Jaz mislim, da so to zelo zgovorni podatki o tem, da moramo nekaj temeljito spremeniti. Zdaj pa, če vse te trende združimo, vidimo, da se razumevanje, kaj je kariera, kaj so tisti poklici, kaj je tisto znanje, ki ga potrebujemo za uspeh, vse to se zelo radikalno spreminja in znanje danes zastara mnogo hitreje kot nekoč. Recimo samo en primer, razvijalec programske opreme mora recimo danes obnoviti oziroma razširiti svoja znanja vsakih 12 do 18 mesecev. In s tako podobnimi zahtevami se seveda vse pogosteje srečujejo ali pa srečujemo, se tudi zaposleni v marketingu, prodaji, proizvodnih financah in tako naprej. Hkrati je pa še ena zanimiv trend, danes ljudje pogosteje zamenjajo službo kot nekoč. Bodi si zaradi tega, ker se je njihovo delo spremenilo, bodi si zaradi tega, ker so se spremenile njihove želje in interesi. In kaj v bistvu nam kaže prihodnost oziroma kaj pa bo tista prihodnost ali pa kako bo naša kariera oblikovana v prihodnosti, pa oblikujejo tudi recimo poklici, ki si jih morda zgolj 10 let nazaj sploh še nismo predstavljali ali pa poznali, da obstajajo. Recimo, če naštejem samo nekaj, strokovnjak za storitve v oblaku, razvijalec mobilnih aplikacij, recimo analitik za velike podatke, inženir za umetno inteligenco, recimo inženir za razvoj samovozečih vozil, nenazadnje tudi inženir za trening samovozečih vozil in tako dalje. Zdaj, na kratko, kakšna znanja bomo torej potrebovali v prihodnosti? Se pravi, to vrstne napovedi seveda so v luči teh hitrih sprememb izredno nehvaležno opravilo, vendar pa zagotovo vidimo že določene trende. Pri družbi IDC so tako lani junija vprašali poslovne odločevalce, katere znanja bodo potrebovali ob okrevanju gospodarstev in če so nekako ob soočanju s krizo prevladovala tista, ki so zagotavljala neprekinjenost poslovanja, ob okrevanju se definitivno razumljivo pričakuje, da bodo vodilno vlogo prevzela tista znanja, ki bodo podpirala inovacije, razvoj novih poslovnih modelov in tako naprej. Zdaj, seveda mi ne moramo predvideti, napovedati vseh sprememb. Seveda pa lahko zagotovimo, da bo naša organizacija na nje mnogo bolje pripravljena. Zdaj, kako mi menimo, da predvsem z nekim razvojem kulture, ki vse zaposlene pripravi in pa tudi navduši za spremembe. Organizacije se namreč ne spremenijo, če se ne spremenijo najprej ljudje, ki jo sestavljajo. In prav tako se spremembe ne zgodijo same od sebe, temveč jih poganjamo prav ljudje, ki so v tej organizaciji. Dostikrat pa je dejstvo tudi, da smo ljudje zelo odporni na spremembe, da se jih bojimo, včasih zaradi recimo pomanjkanja zunanjih znanja, včasih zaradi informacij, pomanjkanja informacij, včasih pa tudi zaradi strahu pred tem, da bi izgubili službo. Se pravi, če smo doslej ugotovili, da organizacije za uspešno digitalno preobrazbo potrebujejo dostop do tehnologije in pa ljudi s pravimi znanji, seveda moramo to nujno dopolniti s kulturo, ki spodbuja vseživljenjsko učenje in pa nenehen razvoj. Se pravi, zaposleni so tisti, ki poganjajo, zaznamujejo podjetje. Pri Microsoftu recimo tako stavimo na kulturo, ki temelji na tako imenovani miselnosti rasti, tako imenovani growth mindset. Se pravi, po prepričanju, vsakdo se lahko razvija in raste, potencial ljudi ni dan, se pravi, lahko ga spreminjamo, treba ga je negovati, treba ga je spodbujati, in pa, da se moramo stalno učiti, ostati stalno radovedni, iskati preizkušati neke nove stvari in testirati. Ne nazadnje pa nekaj, kar je izrednega pomena, mi oziroma nihče se ne sme bati svojih neuspehov, zato ker lahko se samo mnogo naučimo, iz česarkoli naredimo. Jaz verjamem, da smo s tem postavili trdne temelje za eno zelo učinkovito sodelovanje, za hitrejši prenos znanja, pa tudi za inoviranje naših zaposlenih. Se pravi, če se nenehno učimo in razvijamo, samo tako bomo lahko tudi v prihodnosti z našimi izdelki in pa rešitvami spreminjali življenja naših strank in pa partnerjev na bolje. Hkrati seveda želimo olajšati tudi drugim pot do znanj, ki jih bodo potrebovali za uspeh v novi dobi. Se pravi, to danes počnemo z mnogimi platformami in programi, kot so naprimer Microsoft Learn, Microsoft AI Business School, Microsoft Academy in pa drugimi. Lansko leto smo tako v Microsoftu zagnali eno svetovno pobudo, pri katerih smo združili moči Microsofta, LinkedIna in pa GitHuba. S to pobudo pa želimo nova digitalna znanja približati 25 milijonom ljudi po vsem svetu. In kmalu bomo z deležniki slovenskega akademskega okolja in pa javnega sektorja ter našimi partnerskimi podjetji zagnali še eno lokalno pobudo, ki bo ta nova znanja ponudila študentom in zaposlenim iz celotne Slovenije. Seveda pa ne nazadnje, vse to, o čemer sem jaz danes govorila, zaokrožujejo in pa pomembno dopolnjujejo naša partnerska podjetja, predvsem podjetje Kompas Xnet s svojimi izobraževalnimi programi in pa priložnostmi. Skratka, jaz mislim, da za zaključek, da bo to dovolj, jaz mislim, priložnosti za učenje pa karierni razvoj imamo res veliko. Jaz vas vabim, da jih čim bolje izkoristite, zato da bo Slovenija iz te aktualne krize išla kot zmagovalka digitalne preobrazbe in jaz trdno verjamem, da nam to lahko tudi uspe. Toliko z moje strani, hvala lepa in jaz vam želim en krasen in uspešen dan. And I think, Wilfried, it's you after me, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're finished. My Slovenian is still in the very fundamental stages. So, but thank you very much for your presentation. I heard some Slovenian, which were pretty similar with growth mindset and learning culture, and actually that's also my presentation all about. My name is Wilfried Paroubek, and Branka already introduced myself or introduced me. I am the partner sales executive for the Leading Learning Partners Association, where Kompas Xnet is the proud member in Slovenia. I have here a little bit of a challenge, because 15 minutes ago the electric power company knocked on my door and said it might be that you're losing power in the next hour. So I have all my laptops fully charged, my phone is fully charged, so when that happens I need a little bit of a break. But let me share my screen so that I can start taking over. So again, my name is Wilfried Paroubek. I'm located in Amsterdam, and actually digital transformation makes it possible to reach out to you and to be live in this webinar. And hopefully keep our fingers crossed that the electric power remains on. So before starting, I would like to share with you a video of Peter Hinsen, and I hope you are seeing my screen. Let me double check if I did include the sound, because otherwise it will be a little bit of a bummer. Let me reshare it. Yes. Before I start, I would like to share with you a video of Peter Hinsen, and it summarizes pretty well the motions we are currently in, and it gives a great perspective on what happens today, tomorrow, or even the day after tomorrow. So I will start now rolling the video.
Do you feel that the world around you is changing faster than ever before, and that the rate of change is actually accelerating? Do you believe that the number of unknown unknowns is increasing? Well, you're not wrong. The pace of change today is exponential, and large organizations are struggling to find and spot new and radical ideas quickly, and seem unable to move fast enough to develop their potential. In the 20th century, size was power. But today, in this age of urgency, being big seems to be a disadvantage. Success means focusing not just on tomorrow, but on what the day after tomorrow will bring. We are arriving in a moment where a cocktail of new technologies are advancing the speed of change. This is a Wright brothers moment where key innovations can trigger a cascade of changes that transforms the world. These technologies are the engines of our future. Cloud computing is the new normal, where the smallest startup now has access to computing power at a scale that was previously only available to giant corporations or superpowers. Data is the new oil, and artificial intelligence will become so prevalent it truly becomes the new electricity. The Internet of Things, machine learning, digital manufacturing are rapidly ushering in the fourth industrial revolution. New network-based logic, like blockchain, will have an impact far beyond cryptocurrency, creating a more secure, robust, and decentralized Internet of Trust. Augmented and virtual reality are changing the way we interact, bringing experiences to customers to an entirely new level. And if quantum computing lives up to its promise, the leap in processing power alone will drive breakthroughs that we can't even begin to imagine. This is the age of urgency and innovation fueled by technology. And you have to be prepared. You have to reinvent yourself. There are so many tools, ideas, platforms, and people just waiting to be connected. If you are willing to learn, unlearn, and take radical new directions, you will find your day after tomorrow.
So it is the age of urgency, like you heard in the video. It is important not only to look for what will happen tomorrow, but what will happen the day after tomorrow. And with the current pandemic, things did even accelerate more. I can imagine that you are challenged on what will happen tomorrow, the weeks ahead, and thinking on a daily basis, how can I leverage new technologies which impacts my business and will give me the competitive angle to become ahead of the curve? The objective for today's session is to give you a deeper and hopefully another perspective on digital transformation, that it's a motion about people. How your people needs continuous learning, training, and getting new skills to keep up with the pace of technology, and how today's technology can become a competitive advantage to your organization tomorrow. So let's go back a few years and explore the digital revolution we are currently in. For example, the usage of smartphones as primary device to access the internet changed our life dramatically and actually manages our life from our hand palms. The world is literally one fingertip away. This brings a massive effort and investment on cybersecurity, data protection, compliance, but it gives also a great opportunity to traditional organizations and new startup organizations. The connected world generates massive amounts of data, which creates new requirements to be protected and also to be used. These innovations and new ways of doing business have consequences. Leaders in every management team, in every organization must think and rethink daily on their strategy. How can we leverage the new technologies to secure prosperity of our organization and secure, we will be successful in the future. Your customers are actually expecting that from you as a leader. Continuous innovation so that they can benefit of the advantage and making life easier and more comfortable and more supportive. Let's go back to the living room today. That living room looks different than a few years back. Houses are becoming intelligent. Products are becoming smart. The digital era is here. Imagine the pandemic happened 10, 15 years ago, let's say in the early ages of just before the introduction of smartphones. It would have been even a more severe impact on the economy and the well-being of people. Working from home would have been so much more difficult than today. Not only communication is part of the digitization of our lives, but many products are managing our day-to-day life on a smarter way. Like you see here on the picture, the smart collar of your dog, or a smart coffee machine making my coffee to get up very early this morning. Almost every product has the potential to have a smart solution. And with that, every company is a software company. Product innovation, process optimization, employee well-being, it all forces us to start thinking and operating like a digital company and explore services and create opportunities which are facilitated by the intelligent cloud and can drive your competitive edge, can drive your success. The great thing of the intelligent cloud is that it's based on shared services. New technologies and the cost of digital transformation did decline dramatically and made it affordable for not only the big corporate organizations, but also for small and mid-sized organizations and startups. The intelligent cloud makes it possible that every organization can have access to the new transformative technologies for a bargain. The cost of digitization of your organization is only a fraction as it was 10, 15 years ago. Technologies did democratize and makes it easier accessible for you. Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and we will talk about that later, etc., are in reach for every organization, for every innovative idea. So also for you in your transformation to a digital company. The call to action of today is clear. And you have seen this slide before, but then in Slovenian language, but our CEO, Satya Nadella, is calling the motion I just described as tech intensity, technology intensity. Every organization needs to have a more tech-intense business model. Every organization needs to be a fast adopter of the digital technology to stay or get ahead of the curve. To do so, every organization needs to build their own digital technical capabilities. Et voila, here you realize that digital transformation is all about people. People in your leadership team, people in your IT departments, people in your business development teams, people at your technology partners, enabling you and your organization to achieve more. Trust in the vision, trust in your employees, and trust in their right skill sets is the critical component of making your organization more tech intense and be ready for the day after tomorrow. But the question arises, what does a more tech intense organization actually look like? That is a journey you're currently pursuing, the journey of digital transformation. This journey, the digital transformation journey, has four inroads. First, empower employees. Help employees achieve more by creating a work environment that fuels productivity while remaining flexible and secure. For example, Microsoft Viva, a platform which Microsoft launched in February, contains 3 key components to empower employees, especially in a more remote economy, as we are in today. Those 3 components are communication, learning, and well-being. That's the first one. The second one, engage customers. Use technology to interact with customers in new ways, ranging from personalized digital experiences such as targeted offers and specific recommendations to more efficient and effective customer service. Think about bots, tracking tools, etc., etc. But even to bring it home today, last weekend on my kitchen counter, a 5-star chef gave me via Teams instructions on how I could cook his 4-course dinner. So that's the second one. Then the third one, optimize operations. Accelerate the responsiveness of business by improving service levels and reducing costs. Also here, I want to bring it home. As shops are still closed in Amsterdam due to the lockdown, I ordered last week via an online store some clothes. Unfortunately, the shipment went wrong. The customer service phone line was cut off, and they advised me to contact them via WhatsApp. I still need to get the response via WhatsApp 6 days after the fact. I can tell you, they need some digital transformation. They should actually be here on this webinar. And they lost 1 customer, me. And then the last one, transform products. Differentiate and capture emerging opportunities by using data as a strategic asset and shifting from hindsight to foresight. Just think about companies who are evolving their business models. For example, here in the Netherlands, a company which in the past was a physical video rental chain did transform to a streaming service of movies and series. And that's a prime example of digital transformation. Not only that Dutch company, but think about Netflix, for example, or Disney+. These 4 inroads are the key components for digital transformation. However, to start a journey, you need to set clear goals, you need to set a vision, and you need to define desired outcomes. First, ask yourself, why do I actually want to transform? Make an assessment on why you need to start the journey. Are it business challenges, or do you see business opportunities? And once defined, you can go to the next phase. What kind of transformation discussion do you want to have? Driven by the inroads I just described on the previous slide, or a transformation discussion driven by the specific technology areas like the intelligent cloud, modern workplace, business applications, which includes the strong power platform. And then the how. That is the critical question, and actually the next slide will show you the connection of the 5 steps, and you will see how central the role of building digital capabilities is. Digital transformation is an ongoing process where feedback loops are essential and critical. The learnings gathered throughout the process will influence the design journey again, which then feedbacks again to the vision. The vision is a more dynamic vision, continuously fed by innovation and new technologies. Like, for example, in the video you saw earlier, think about blockchain or quantum technologies, or by the feedback of the data you obtained, which is, as you heard in the video, the new oil of this era, and can refuel the vision engine. The visual shows an ongoing journey, the journey of exploration of digital transformation. So let's focus now on the learning aspect of this journey. The journey of digital transformation results in a more tech-intense organization, which requires new skills in your organization. And here, one of the key success factors of a successful digital transformation journey comes into play. In many companies, training is perceived as a cost. However, training is a critical component, and every organization needs to evaluate their current learning culture. And Barbara talked already about this. Learning and training in the digital transformation is a must-have investment. A key takeaway for you today is that IT training is an investment as part of the digital transformation journey. IT training is an investment as part of your digital transformation journey. To make IT training an investment rather than a cost means you should enable and accelerate a learning culture in your organization. Give your colleagues, give your direct reports the ability and the time to learn. Encourage this and help your folks to get out of their comfort zone. Encourage them to have an open mindset to new technologies and learn, continue to learn. And with all the learnings, they can support you in your journey called digital transformation. By continuous learning, you are becoming more competitive. And that is what I call a great investment. Empower your team to achieve more by taking the time and investment to understand the in-depth, the unlimited possibilities of the Microsoft Cloud. Microsoft Cloud doesn't only contain Microsoft Azure. Azure is actually the fundament. Actually, Microsoft offers a comprehensive portfolio of technology to support every organization across their business needs. Microsoft is the only company that has a full tech stack to support both technical adoption and technical capability building. Of course, this includes our software, so-called software as a service applications, including productivity platform tools with Microsoft 365, but also LinkedIn and Microsoft Dynamics 365. This is also include our so-called platform as a service offerings like GitHub and Microsoft Power Platform. And of course, the fundamental layer at the infrastructure as a service layer, Azure. Azure is the platform that supports all of our technologies. And with a foundation of integrated identity, security, management and compliance offerings spanning every part of the Microsoft Cloud solutions. Actually, last week at Ignite, we announced a complete set of new trainings on security, compliance and identity. And CompassNet can actually inform you about that. But keep in mind, while the technology is important, it is really about how the technology allows you to achieve more. And therefore, learning and training is one of the key success factors which increases your success. Again, digital transformation is all about people. So how to skin this cat? You will hear more about this during this seminar, but it's based on 3 steps to take, which makes your investment in skills, your investment in training, a more beneficial one. First, start to work on creating a learning culture in your organization. Encourage people to learn. Make it a part of the job role. Make it even a commitment. For example, here at Microsoft, we have learning days. Last week we had 2 days where we need to cancel our regular meetings and spend time on learning. Don't force the topic. Let your employees investigate it and pursue their own desired topics they want to learn. Important is to give them the time. I took the time for 2 days to learn more about Power Platform, and I'm currently preparing myself for the certification exam. Secondly, once you have created your draft vision and starting to design your journey, it is time to create skills plans. Provide skills plans not only for your technical staff, but as important also for your other teams like sales, marketing, business development, etc. They as well need to understand the concept of digital transformation from a business perspective. Later today, we will go a little bit deeper on how a skills plan would look like. And the skills plan obviously is all aligned to the journey you start on digital transformation or are about to start. Compass.net, as proud Slovenian member of the leading Learning Partners Association, is able to support you in defining these skills plans. They have actually subject matter experts on this and have the experience to get for you the biggest bang for your buck. Thirdly and last, execute the skills plan. And my personal recommendation is clearly to get trained via instructor-led training and set clear certification goals. The reason for instructor-led training? Pretty simple. A trainer can identify potential skills gaps better. A trainer is a motivator, is the coach for your team, their student. Whereas with self-study, it will be significantly harder to get the desired return on investment. Research actually did prove this. And why certification as the end station? Because you want to measure your return on investment. You want to know that your team has the right skill sets to successfully implement the company's journey. And with that, you provide every team member the best fundamentals and you empower them to achieve more. Actually, with such strong focus on making learning and training as part of the daily routine in your organization, and with the right mindset, you will create from your IT professionals and from your other cloud skills teams the change agents of your organization. They will be your guardian angel for your digital transformation journey. Actually, remember the first slides. They will help you to answer the question what the future holds for you and your organization, and helps to create the vision for the day after tomorrow and the weeks ahead. I can now imagine that you think, oh boy, this will be a hell of a journey. Where to start? What to do? And that is why I want to end this part of the session with a quote of our Chief Executive Officer, Satya Nadella. Take things step by step, but be determined and demonstrate tenacity. Digital transformation isn't all about technology. Digital transformation is for sure about culture. It's for sure by learning, by listening, by leveraging the work of others in your team to let your folks pursue their passions and achieve your mutual dreams. Remember, in this age of digital transformation, it is all about people. Therefore, investment in people is needed. And then everything is possible. And at this point of time, I will stop sharing my screen and do a kind of a change of settings, because I want to introduce my dearest colleague. And give me a second. And I put my reading glasses on. My age is getting also a little bit older, but have we talked, and Barbara, as GM of Microsoft Slovenia, talked about digital transformation. We hope to provided you insight on the critical components of digital transformation. Remember those 4 buckets of transform products, empower employees, etc. But the key message we want to give today is that digital transformation is about people, and that it's a critical component that you have the right skills, and if needed, need to gain new skills. Microsoft did see this 3 years ago, and we started really to build a complete new training organization within Microsoft. And I would like to introduce you right now to Bettina Lauk. Bettina, you are in London, so even 1 hour earlier. What is your role in this organization? Please go unmute. Perfect. Technology stands for nothing. Bettina.
Hello, Wilfried.
So what's your role in this organization?
So yes, thank you for inviting me, first of all. I'm a training program manager for the Enterprise Skills Initiative, which is a program designed to help businesses accelerate their digital adoption in Azure. And my role is to help customers activate their skilling programs and to connect them with learning partners, such as Compass XNet, part of the LLPA. Excuse me, please. Sorry, I had a tech problem. So the LLPA and Compass XNet are learning partners we rely on in this program to help drive knowledge mapping, skills gap analysis, course planning and training execution.
Okay, so from what I understand, you're actually the linking pin, the connector between the customer and their preferred training organization like CompassNet, so that they can identify the right skills and the right skill sets for them, for their organization and their employees. In your experience, is creating a cloud skills plan the critical success factor for getting a great return on investment?
Oh, absolutely. A skills plan will set a company up for success. You see, skills planning will provide a snapshot of where an organization is in terms of knowledge and skills, and it can help them to align their talent pool to their business strategies. Because as you have been pointing out earlier, Wilfried, digital transformation might bring the need to change culture and transform organizational structures. So, as pointed out by Gartner, since the COVID-19 response accelerated the speed and the scale of digital transformation, a lack of digital skills might jeopardize a company that doesn't have a well-aligned skilling plan in place. So a skills plan will highlight your skills gaps, but it will also highlight your commitment and the commitment of your employees to close these skills gaps.
Yeah, and I really can confirm that with the COVID situation, the pandemic, the lockdowns, actually, and you will see that as well, you see an increasing need of really skilling people on the different cloud technologies. What components has such a skills plan where you are just referring to?
So to get started, you could create an inventory of your existing roles in your organization, such as how many architects and developers do you have, how many database administrators, system engineers, business analysts, and then define what these roles need to achieve so your company can stay competitive. And as a next step, map the existing know-how against the skilling needs to identify the knowledge gaps. This will help you to determine the learning pathways for each team or individuals and how they would gain this knowledge. This could be instructor-led training through Microsoft Learn, possibly exam preparation to get certified. But you also need to decide by when those new skills need to be acquired by, as you explained earlier, Wilfried. So it is really important that you give your employees the time they need to complete the training and the certifications, and that you commit to a skilling budget. And yes, so this could be done through self-study, hybrid learning, and Microsoft certified instructor-led training. And yes, this might sound already like a daunting exercise. However, you don't need to do this by your own. Speak to your learning partner like Compass XNet, who can support and consult you throughout this process and execute the training for you.
Indeed, I talked about this point in my presentation as the second step on how to skin this cat, where I spoke about the creation of individual skills plans with a clear alignment between the company goals, the company digital transformation vision, and the capabilities and the interest of their employees. Bettina, can you elaborate a little bit more in detail how such a skills plan would look like and how this is reflected in the Microsoft learning pathways?
Absolutely. So Microsoft learning pathways are designed to provide learning opportunities for each step of the way. Let me break it down. So first we have fundamentals training, which validates the foundational understanding of Microsoft cloud technologies. And then there are role-based courses. Role-based courses focus on solutions and not just products to validate the technical skills needed to perform in an industry job role. And third, there are also specialty courses, which validate deep technical knowledge and the ability to manage industry solutions, also third-party ones such as SAP.
So let me repeat that. I think it's really important. So you have 3 levels of training, and the first one is fundamentals, and that is for technical people, but also for non-technical people so that they understand the business concept. Mm-hmm. The second one is really the role-based courses, which CompassNet is delivering in a hybrid modality or face-to-face. And then the last one is the specialty courses with really special topics. Do you have an example, a theoretical example, how did this work?
Yes, let's say you are a pharmaceutical company that is implementing Internet of Things solutions to monitor production and storage conditions. And you have SQL database administrators who should learn how to securely harvest and transform data to get it ready for analysis, either by self-study via online platforms such as the LLPA Skills Academy or MS Learn, or by speaking to your learning partner. You will find that the SQL data administrator could get fundamentals training in cloud concepts and data in Azure, and then they should take the role-based Azure data engineering training and certification to validate their new expertise. As you said earlier in your presentation, Wilfried, certifications should be the endpoint of each training as it provides visibility on the return on investment. Certifications will amplify a company's tech intensity. A recent study showed that 91% of tech professionals strongly believe that the effort they put into getting certified also strongly contributed to their success in digital transformation. So, as you said, digital transformation is about people.
Yeah, we are sounding a little bit like a broken record, but actually it's true. I know, Bettina, you have a huge amount of customers and conversations and customer conversations. I think it's about 200-300 you are in contact with. But as I did in my part in my presentation, I always want to bring it kind of home and make it more tangible. Do you have any best practices preferable out of the Slovenian area, or maybe even out of Slovenia, where you saw actually everything coming together, and that really the training and the skilling really supported the digital transformation motion of one of your key customers? Do you have any best practice?
Yes, there is a Slovenian customer that comes to my mind, and they are one of the fastest growing and most innovative companies in their industry on the actual European market. So first of all, they're fully aligned their skilling activities with their key strategic business initiatives. These initiatives needed to be backed up by a transformed IT that moves away from a supporting function to one that is driving innovation together with key business activities. Their top management really made it their business that existing and new staff will be able to gain the know-how they need to perform in their roles. And they also ensured that continuous skilling is embedded so they can stay competitive and to be able to drive further innovation. All those activities also led to a change of culture. With a new learn-it-all mindset, their staff is much more motivated, they feel engaged, they're not looking to move to another company, and in fact, they strongly contributed strongly as change agents in this digital transformation journey. And to get there, this customer successfully leveraged all the resources available to them. So they followed the guidance of the Microsoft Cloud Adoption Framework, worked closely with their Microsoft teams, and relied on the LLPA for training, planning, and execution. So here you see that with this customer, everything came together. Wilfried, you showed a slide in your presentation earlier today where you said that the need for digital transformation results in a more tech-intensive organization, which requires new skills. And by creating a learning culture in the organization, that you will experience that investment in learning and training and skills is a necessity. Training is not a cost. It is really an investment in digital transformation. It is all about people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is a major step when a company actually is seeing a training not as a cost, but the training and to have the right skills in the organization is really an investment. And me as a partner manager of the LLPA, I can say that the Leading Learning Partners Association and CompassNet is really a great partner since years to drive and manage actually your training investment. So Bettina, great, and thank you for providing us the insights in your day-to-day business and day-to-day life on your conversations with customers and learning partners, bringing that all together. And I would now like to hand over back from London via Amsterdam to a smaller city pretty close to Amsterdam called Almere. Patrick Kersten, you are chairman of the board of the Leading Learning Partners Association. Can you go deeper in the whole, how you are doing that together with the Compass XNet team to really make training a valuable investment for our mutual customers?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Wilfried. I hope everybody can hear me now.
I can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, let me then share my presentation. And well, first of all, I'm very happy to be part of this event by our great partner, Compass XNet. That's the first thing I wanted to mention, and I hope that everybody is having a good time. But let me get started. No, I lost my presentation. I'm sorry.
I can still see you, and I can hear you.
I'm working on it.
Don't forget to click include sound.
That's what I forgot, so that's why I needed to reshare.
I did forget.
I think it's visible now, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, once again, thank you, Wilfried, and thanks also Bettina and all the other speakers for the great information so far. Because indeed, digital transformation is about people, and you said it, Wilfried. It sounds like a broken record, but it's the tagline of this conference. It's about people. It's about skilling your people, and by skilling your people, you can benefit from the digital transformation that is taking place. But let me get started first with a brief introduction on LLPA, because you mentioned it quite a few times. So what is LLPA? Well, we are an association of multiple members. We have 33 member organizations in the world, from Argentina to Australia, from Iceland to South Africa. And with all these members in all those regions, we deliver courses for vendors like Microsoft, global deliveries for Microsoft. Also for companies that have branches in different countries, companies that have branches in the Netherlands, in the US, in Slovenia, and we support them with training services with a single point of contact. So it's easy to deliver those courses. We do not only work with Microsoft, but we are a multi-vendor training company. But most of our business is being done with Microsoft, and the training that we do can be done in basically every language of the world, because of being this member organization with our local members, with Compass XNet being the only Slovenian LLPA member in our group. I will get back to all the modalities that we can deliver for our customers, for you. An overview of where we are present, and I said we have 33 members. We are present in more than 55 countries, so we can deliver courses in those 55 countries, but not only in those 55 countries, because we also work with a lot of delivery partners that we include in our projects to make sure that if we have a training request, a skilling request from you, that we can support you in all the countries that you are present. And here you can see that Compass XNet is well in the heart of our organization, and you can see all the members here that do all this business together with us. But let's now get to digital transformation and the skills gap, because that's what we are here for. And technology is developing rapidly, and like I said, there is a need for companies to adapt to that. And as Wilfried also mentioned, digital transformation is not so much about technology, or it's less about technology, and it's more about people and skilling those people. And you can buy any technology, but your ability to adapt to that depends on developing the next generation of skills. Only then you will be able to benefit from the technologies, from the new technologies. And it's important to close that skills gap and future-proof the potential of yourself and your workforce. When you adapt yourself, and if you adapt yourself the best to this, then tech intensity, the whole new technical capabilities, opportunities, possibilities, that will give you a competitive advantage compared to your competition. And it brings you a lot of business opportunities. And most companies do realize that. But only a few companies have a digital transformation strategy with a clear skills development plan. And that's where we want to help you with. And the need to skill or reskill your workforce is becoming more and more important every day. And that's also in a research by the World Economic Forum. And in their Future of Jobs report of last year, they said that 50% of the managers and executives that were interviewed, they indicate there's a real need to skill or to reskill their workforces within the next 5 years because of the increasing adoption of technology. And it keeps going on and going on. So more technology will be there in the coming years. And most of the interviewed managers and executives, they also indicate that their organization is already facing a skills gap. At the moment, they do not have the needed skills to benefit from all the technologies. And if it's not already the case, they will expect that it will happen in the next 5 years. And they take actions by hiring new talent, or they try to hire new talent, but there's simply not enough talent in the market. There's not enough people in the market that have the right skills for the future or the current and future technologies. So there's a real need to use the workforce that you already have and to skill, reskill and cross-skill that workforce. Well, and Compass and LRPA, we have taken our responsibilities in that, and we work closely together with Microsoft, with Wilfried and with Bettina and all of their colleagues to skill the workforces of your companies, but also your colleague companies, and not only in Slovenia, but all over the world. And on this slide, you can see a couple of delivery services that we use for that. Because it's not only classroom training, not only classroom in-person training that we provide you with. Of course, we do have that. We do have the classroom training. Obviously, in many countries now, there is no in-person training, but it's all virtual classroom, just like we are having this conference virtually right now as well. But classroom training is still a very important way of providing skills to students, to companies. With a trainer, with a Microsoft certified trainer to explain all the details of the technology. But there is also, and that's also because of the situation, the COVID situation that we have right now, there's a bigger ask for hybrid deliveries, hybrid virtual deliveries, because there are people that do not want to be in a classroom, a virtual classroom for 5 days. They want to compress that and they want to combine it with self-paced study. So we do have a couple of delivery models for that. A hybrid virtual model A, a live virtual model B. As you can see here, it's all consisting of self-paced study for a few weeks and, well, 1 or 2 days exam preparation workshop, for instance, with a trainer. A virtual classroom session with a trainer. So the trainer is very important to make sure that all the knowledge is being shared. And of course, well, not of course, but one of the premium services that we have in our portfolio is a bootcamp. And with the bootcamp, that's also a combination of self-paced study and being instructed by a trainer, an instructor-led session, but a bootcamp aims for multi-certifications. So if you have people in your organization that have a lot of knowledge already and you want to certify them in an efficient way, well, then the bootcamp is a very important or very suitable way of doing that. And I will get back to some details and some results of a bootcamp from another customer at the end of this presentation. But the glue in this between this is the cloud certification circle, because in our organization with 33 members, we have all these modalities. Like I said, virtual, live virtual, hybrid virtual, etc., etc. But they are all bound together. They're all connected with the cloud certification circle. The cloud certification circle is a framework to lead the learning, the skilling journey of students. And it goes from, and let me show you this screen. It goes in 3 steps. Step 1, as you can see on screen, on the top of the screen, step 1 is about training in any kind of form. We train people in virtual classroom, in classrooms, online with the Skills Academy platform, as Bettina also mentioned, but also futureproof.net, which we have set up a while ago. So all types of learning, online or in person, or in person in virtual classroom. And once people have trained, they want to prepare for an exam or a certification. And we always say, if you have the knowledge, show the world that you have that knowledge by a certification. That's also why we call it the Cloud Certification Circle. But in the second step, we help students to prepare for the exam. So they have studied either self-paced or in the classroom. And in the second step of the Cloud Certification Circle, we help them with practice tests. We help them with exam preparation workshops. We help them with FAQ sessions. We help them with Q&A sessions with the trainer. So all kinds of services to make sure that people do not drop off. Because of the connection between step 1 and step 2 and later step 3, that's the journey of the students, and we will guide them to the full through the full journey, and we will not leave them at their own and study whenever it suits them, because you need some driver, you need someone, or you need some framework to guide you through it. Especially in these times when online learning is very, very common. But if you're doing online learning, you need to have someone or something to support you, because not everybody has got the discipline that you have. For instance, Wilfried, if you have 2 learning days, you learn, but not everybody can do it that way. So that's why we have these services in the Cloud Certification Circle. And once you are prepared for the exam, we have our certification services. And the certification services is to help you in the most efficient way to do the exam. We can schedule the exam for you. We can provide you with of course, the exam voucher, but we also we can provide you with the results of the certification results of your project. So if you are a stakeholder in your company and you have 100 people in the Cloud Certification Circle or in a skilling program, or let's say 20 people, let's say you have created a skilling plan together with Compass, together with Bettina, 20 people, they are being serviced by our Cloud Certification Circle. By the end of the circle, we know which person did which training, but we also know which person did which exam and when. And we can provide you with the results of the exams. And don't worry, there is no PII data, no personal data at all. We will not provide any personal data to you from those 20 people, but we will provide you with information on how many people were actually certified. And that brings you, well, don't want to say a return on investment calculation, but it's a justification of investment, because you know what you're investing in your people for this skills plan, but you also now know what it resulted in. So there is a ratio between investment and the certification results, and that's the power of the Cloud Certification Circle. And like I said, the Cloud Certification Circle glues all the, connects all the services that we have. But the real backbone in the Cloud Certification Circle is the Skills Academy platform that we have. And the Skills Academy platform is a platform where you can have all your people trained, where they can all do their self-paced training. I will explain a little bit more about the characteristics and the features, but it can help your students to train online. They can prepare for their exams there by having a Skills Academy for your organization, and there is an option to have a branded Skills Academy for your organization. And at the moment, we already have more than 195 organizations worldwide having their own wide labeled Skills Academy. But having that Skills Academy, you're creating also a learning culture, because everybody in the organization can enroll in your Skills Academy and can train. And some of them will use the Skills Academy as the first step in their cloud certification journey. but some of them just want to use it to do a little bit of training every day and make sure that they keep on learning and that they keep up to date on specific topics. And in Skills Academy, all training needed for your organization, all Microsoft training needed is available there. And in the end, if your people are skilled and if they have learned, well, it gives you a competitive advantage because your people are more skilled than your competition. Well, let's have a look at a couple of characteristics of Skills Academy. And like I said, it's branded, it's white labeled, so you can have your Skills Academy for your company. Just like we have, and I always give the example, Volvo, the car manufacturer from Sweden, they have a volvo.skillsacademy.com. There's also a nokia.skillsacademy.com, etc. So it can be branded for your company to have your learners in the platform. And like I also said, it contains the official content. It contains content for the role-based courses, and we have set up, or we are using a API from Microsoft to also display and publish the courses from MS Learn. And MS Learn is the platform that Bettina also talked about. And MS Learn is the platform that contains all the actual certification tracks and courses that are needed for you to become certified. But we publish them through Skills Academy as well. So you can have all your learners together in your white labeled Skills Academy, but also having access to MS Learn. And in Skills Academy, we also have included easy ways to get additional skill support, to apply for exam preparation sessions, to apply for Q&A sessions with trainers. That's all available. And the most powerful part of Skills Academy is the reporting capabilities that we have, because we do provide management reports and progress reports, so you can see which people are doing which courses. And it depends on where the course is from, whether it's a Microsoft Learn course or a role-based course, what type of information we can provide you with. But in the end, we can provide you with what people are actually learning in your Skills Academy and what topics are they learning. So it gives you a little bit of information, well, a little bit, it gives you quite some information on what your learners, what your people are doing. And this is an example of the report. It's an example of a demonstration company. But this is a report where you will have access to if you have your own Skills Academy portal, your own branded Skills Academy portal. So you can see who is doing which course or in which solution area. You can see if you're an international company from which country those people are. And in the bottom you see some charts on course activity, user enrollments, course completions. So it gives you a full overview of the activity and of the learners in your organization. And I want to stress out again that even if you have a skills plan for 20 people in, for instance, the Enterprise Skills Initiative program, your whole organization is allowed or has access to all the courses in Skills Academy until the end of June. But if you are not part of the ESI program, but you still want to have a Skills Academy portal, there's always options, and you can reach out to Compass XNet to find out how you can get your own branded Skills Academy portal, just like all these customers already did. And this is not 195 logos, but we do have more than 195 portals already. With very big international customers, but also the smaller local customers that just want to skill their people, even if it's only 20, 30 or 50 people. The portal is very well suitable for that. And let me now give you an example then of some services or how services in the cloud certification circle are connected to each other. So how can we bring this easily to you, to your learners? So how can we connect online learning, classroom training and certification to you? And one of the solutions for that is our hybrid virtual solution. And it was one of the services, it was on one of the first slides that I had with the different modalities. And in this hybrid virtual solution, we give a student, or we give students in your organization, a couple of weeks time to study or to prepare for a classroom training, but to do the full course online at their own pace, and only the things that they want to study. And we will guide them through that, of course. We will tell them what they need to study. And typically for one course it takes about 4 weeks. And there is an unlimited access to all the courses, just like I said before, on that portal. And we do have this MS Learn content and the Power BI report available if you have your own Skills Academy portal. But it takes a couple of weeks, so 4 weeks of study more or less. And we always say you then need to study 1 hour per day. For 4 weeks, 1 hour per day, you're fully prepared for phase 2 in this program. And phase 2 is the exam preparation workshop. And typically we do a 5 or 4 day course. We compress to 2-day exam preparation workshop, virtually of course at the moment, but those 2-day exam preparation workshops, the trainer, the Microsoft certified trainer, will guide you through all the content that you already have studied, highlighting the more difficult parts. And on the second day, the afternoon of the second day, he will do a full exam preparation with you. So you will be guided through the measure practice test, and he will explain, or he or she will explain you how you can do the exam, where to take notice of, what's the best way to prepare. And of course the measure practice test is a very good practice exam to see if you are ready to take the exam. And if you're ready to take the exam, well, phase 3, which is also stage 3 in our cloud certification circle, we can support you with scheduling the exam, but you still have to do the exam yourself, of course. That's the only thing you need to do. Prepare for the exam and take the exam. And then, well, hopefully you are certified in the topic that you need to be certified in. And well, the results that we had in the past, they show that this program works. They show that first studying in a self-paced way and then finishing this with an exam preparation workshop or a bootcamp or anything else with a trainer, that brings results. Just like for this customer, this is a telecommunication customer that had a total of almost 300 people in Skills Academy, in their own Skills Academy, with 800 courses started and 180 course completions, which gives a completion rate of more than 22%. And I don't know if you are familiar with completion rates of online training, but typically if there is an online platform with online training, the completion rate is about 2 to 5%, depending on the type of platform and the need for training. But in this case, the completion rate was 22%. And why was that? That's because people knew that they needed to prepare, they needed to complete their training to be eventually admitted in the second phase of the program. And in this case, it was not a 2-day exam preparation workshop, but this was a 5-day multi-certification bootcamp. So people prepared for multiple certifications, and in the bootcamp they could do as many exams as they wanted. And out of the 24 students, there were 53 exams taken and 46 passed. So on average, we had about 2 certifications per person in 1 week. So that's quite an impressive, I think, an impressive number. So if you're really aiming to certify your people, a hybrid program like I just showed you in the previous slide, in combination with a bootcamp or a exam preparation workshop, is very powerful for that. And because of we are able to provide you back with the information, you know what you're investing in. You know, in this case, this customer knows that these 24 people, where they invested their money in, they resulted in 46 exams passed, resulting in 19 full certifications. And 87% pass rate is quite high, I must say. Well, I have a second example of a customer that's really aiming for certification, and we're very proud to play a role there with the LLPA, and not only in Finland or the Nordics where this customer is from. It's Tieto Avery, but also in other countries where this customer is located. So I want to show you the video of Tieto Avery about how they approach their skilling.
The Azure training is important for many reasons, and starting with the customer aspects. Being relevant to customers, you need to bring the right competence, right skills, and right expertise into the dialogue. Looking at the other, very important stakeholder in training and development is clearly the employees. To be an attractive employer, you need to provide proper training and learning opportunities for employees. The Azure training is a very important aspect in our offering to the employees, so they can build on their skills, develop new skills, and also drive the same relevant discussions with our customers. I think the customers will feel and see the value of having 3,000 people trained on the Azure platform in 2 dimensions. First of all, it's the breadth of people, meaning that they're running many projects at the time, and actually having 3,000 people trained, we have the capacity needed. Also, we're training people very deeply in certain areas. So if you have a specific challenge and you need deep competence, we should be able to provide that as well. Meaning that we can, solve capacity problems as well as specialist deep competence problems. So in that sense, we should be able to address all customer requirements when it comes to utilizing Azure technologies to drive benefits on their side. In an attempt to try to recap the value of the Azure training, I would highlight the following. First of all, if you want to stay ahead of the game, be relevant to your customers and also be an attractive employer, doing the Azure training and associated certification is highly valuable.
Well, it's always good to hear something like that from an actual customer and see that they are really active in skilling and certifying their people. And they actually last year, and you can see the press release on the left-hand side, they committed themselves to certify 3,000 people in their organization to create their cloud practice, which is an amazing number, of course. And we're very proud that we can play a part in that. So I think that, well, getting back to what Wilfried and Bettina already also said, that the skilling programs, the enterprise skilling programs that they offer to you, or that might be available to you, we can help you in leveraging those programs. And like I said, step 1, we have a skills academy, so everybody in that is taking part in that skilling program from Microsoft, we provide you with a skills academy for free until the end of this fiscal year. There's virtual training day events that you can attend, and like Bettina said, the discounted class seats for role-based training at Compass XNet. But also, and I want to jump to number 5, for instance, if you do a training preparation with Compass XNet, we will provide you with a measure practice test, and the certification vouchers are also available, so you can certify your people. And if your company is not part of this enterprise skilling program, we can still support you with these services. And that's why I skipped number 4, because the advanced role-based training schedule is part of the Microsoft program. But if you have, if you want to be supported to skill your people, and there is no option in a program with Microsoft, then just reach out to Compass XNet and ask them how they can support you with the services that we have with Compass, with LLPA, to make sure that your people are being made ready for the future, and that your workforce is ready for the future, and that you can be more competitive, or you can stay competitive the next few years, and you can benefit from the digital transformation. So I now want to make room for questions.